Hi friends, today I'm going to summarize the book Coming Apart. Here is a book, Coming Apart. This book is a State of White America, 1960 to 2010 by Charles Murray. And he explains why white America has become fractured and divided by education and class. And drawing this book on 5 decades of statistics and research, this book demonstrates that some sort of new upper class, and a new lower class have diverged so fast in core behaviors, their values, that they barely recognize their underlying American kinship, and diverse that has nothing to do with income inequality and has grown during good economic times and also bad. The top and bottom of white America increasingly live in different cultures. This book is like some sort of cultural differences and also lifestyle and Charles Murray argues that the powerful upper class living in enclaves surrounded by their own kind and ignorant their life in mainstream America, and the lower class of us are suffering from erosion of family and community life that strike at the heart of pursuit of happiness. That divergence puts the success of the American project at risk. So this book got lots of lessons to me. Some differences I recognize from this book, like Charles Murray writes that to see some lifestyle differences between American, all one has to do is visit one public elementary school and one private elementary school also. And that the public school, most of the cars will be American brand, like Ford. And while at the light school, the majority use the foreign cars like Mercedes, BMW, Germany cars. This car is very expensive, and they usually elite people usually use this kind of cars. At the public school, most mother will be in their late 20s and early 30s in the age. In the private school, on the other hand, in the private school, most will be in the 40s, and almost no mother will be in their 20s. At the mainstream school, most parents will be overweight. Yes, most parents will be overweight, while at the school, the parents will be in in the elite school, most mothers are health cautious. They are thin, a lot thinner, since the upper class pays a lot of attention to their health and also fitness. Additionally, the upper class parents rarely eat fast food or smoke. Upper class parents are also usually well informed, and also they read a lot. The New York Times, Wall Street Journal, and listen to an NPR. And average American watches about 35 hours of TV per week, And the elite people or the upper class American people watch less than 10 hours per week. For mainstream Americans, a trip of Europe and Asia is a big deal, big deal, and something that they many never do even once. For upper class Americans, foreign vacations are normal, part of their lives. They are usually traveling the globe either for business or their pleasure purpose. And another point is eye-catching is upper class Americans can usually work for anywhere as long as they have a cell phone or they have laptop. And meanwhile, for the average American people, they have a time to punch in and out and physical location where they have to be during that day. And Charles Murray also identify some 4 drivers of new upper class Americans, like the increasingly market value on brains. Brain is very powerful that time, and also now this time too. Over the last century, brains have become much more valuable in the marketplace. And since the growth of higher tech, there has been increasing demand of people who can improve and exploit the technology. Secondly, business decisions become more and more complex. The more businesses rely on people who can navigate through difficult situations that requires an advanced cognitive ability in that time. Lastly, the bigger the stakes, the bigger the value of marginal increment in skill, the dollar value of manager who can increase his division's profit by 10% instead of 5% will be rewarded handsomely over the manager who can only increase it by half. And also, if I can point out the wealth purpose, there is some information we can see above that managerial occupation and profession have a lot of money in 2010 than 1960s. So more wealth give the upper class more access to privacy in the form of concierge and security guard, a gated community or high and suburb insulted from average Americans. And also there is another point I read about homogamy. Homogamy refers to the interbreeding of individual with like characteristics. Recent trends how that college graduates are more likely to marry college graduate women. High school dropouts male can more likely to marry other high school dropouts. And since college brings people together around the time they begin to look for marriage partners, students tend to marry those of similar level of education. Thus, the very smart men are more likely to marry the very smart women, and because of smart kids. Because of they having smart kids and the cycle repeats. And also there is some survey and research Charles Murray mentioned about this book is a tale of 2 neighborhoods. One is Belmont, one is Fishtown. And when I see some discussion about this book and somewhere in the YouTube, Charles Murray said about that Belmont is mentioned in the Boston area and Fishtown is mentioned in the Philadelphia area. Though in there is some differences in these 2 classes. In Belmont, nearly 90% of people, white people in 30 to 49 were married, compared to approximately Fishtown, they get 50%. And also about 8% of the people in Belmont never married, and compared to nearly to the 25% of the people in Fishtown. And also they mention about that there is 70% of married couple in Belmont describe their marriage as very, very happy to then to compare the 55% of married couples in Fishtown also. And there is another thing I can tell about that about 80% of the whites in the state and federal prisons come from Fishtown, while fewer than 2% come from Belmont. And there is something I mention about the religion purpose. I think I can get it. That people who attach in charge regularly and report that religion is an important part of their lives, they believe that they will live longer, and they expect that they live longer expectation. And also they are very less disability and age and in old age. And also they are more married couple in upper class or who believe in religion. They are more they believe in more stable marriage, and also they build their child in a very good and ironically very ethical way. And their relationship with their families with less depressed, and also less substance of abuse, because more religion people in this country in upper class, they are very less abused at home with their wives and also children. And the lower class or the lower class or Fishtown experiences people, they are more than abuse. They are more than abuse their family members. Throughout all over the surveys, and the common theme emerges. Life is better is almost every aspect imaginable in upper class community of Belmont, while the working class citizens of Fishtown experiences more hardship and difficulties. The book usually highlights the different lifestyle between the top and bottom of American, with the powerful upper class surrounded only by their own kind and ignorant about life in mainstream American, while the lower class suffers the erosion of sustainable jobs, core family values, and good community life. Overall, this book is very easy to read and understand, especially since the author has graphs. There is a various kind of graphs throughout the book to help readers visualize the data and from the surveys and research. So if you're interested in learning about the current state of America and how different classes live their lives in the US, then this book is for you. You can go through with this book and read. When you read a lot, you can understand the core thing of your thought, and also you can understand the core value of yourself. You can open your mind and open your thought towards the reading and the research all go through. Thank you so much to listening to me. See you next time. Bye bye.